Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 6 of Full Open. I accidentally just went live on Twitch instead of recording since I use OBS for both, but we're here now with Kiyoon. Kiyoon, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Oh, what's up? I'm Kiyoon. I'm 25 years old. I stream and play TFT for TSM, and I've been streaming for the past around 3 years. I think I started in like 2019, like December or something. So yeah, it's been around 3 years.
Um,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
oh yeah, I was just ask, what did you do before streaming?
Oh yeah. So before streaming, I was in school. I was studying econ and finance, and I didn't finish my degree because I thought like I could always go back to school, but like the streaming is like once in a lifetime opportunity where I could stream right now and then go to back to school if I need it later on.
What year were you in school?
I was in third year.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, personally, I think that's a really good decision because school is more just about the experience than the degree. I graduated with a computer science degree. That's one of the most useful ones, and I never used it. And so, what set in TFT did you start streaming in?
Oh, I started playing TFT in set one. Like even before set one, it was like on during PBE, like before. So like 3.5 years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I started streaming TFT around end of set two, I think. Because I was playing on like a really bad laptop and it was like super laggy. Oh, I wasn't able to stream it, but I got like a computer set up during end of set two, I think. Yeah, so it was set two.
Okay. What made you decide to start streaming?
What made me decide to start streaming was the fact that I was like playing like 10 hours a day of
Yeah.
TFT, and TFT was like really fun back then, or it's still fun like time to time. But it was like peak TFT, like it was like new fresh game, and everyone was playing it, and then I was having a lot of fun. And if I'm already spending like 10, 12 hours a day, actually, okay, 10, let's say it's like more than 10 hours. It's probably like 16 hours a day
Okay.
on TFT, and I was also like rank 1 or consistently 10. I'm like, if I'm already good at the game and I'm enjoying playing TFT, I might as well try to like make money off of it, like from streaming. So that's how I started streaming.
Yeah, I saw. So I stalked your Twitch tracker, and I saw like once you started streaming, you started doing really well right away. Like in your first few months, you're already like several hundred, and then like by like month 4, you're already up to like 1,000, 2,000, and like consistently like 2,000 plus after like 5 months. Do you have any like? What do you attribute that to? Like, do you think you're just naturally a good streamer, or do you have to feel like you have to work really hard to like improve your craft?
I think it's mostly like growing your stream is either like I think I was asked this question like a lot of times through like
Okay.
DM or from other people, and then there's like I think there's like one or two ways of getting bigger. One's like through connection and just knowing people, and the two is like you're really good at the game and you just stream consistently. So like I was like definitely number two. I didn't really know anyone in the scene, especially like Twitch or TFT, and I was just streaming consistently and always consistently high ranked. And then when I streamed consistently while being high ranked, I was like rated by like a lot of bigger streamers. Like I think the streamer that helped me the most in terms of growth was like Skara. And then back then, Hoffa was streaming TFT consistently, so she rated me a few times as well. Back then, like Soju, Milk, we weren't that big. It was mostly like Toast, Skara, like Becca was there, like all the originals, like Keen, and all those big streamers like hosted me, and then I got bigger off that.
That's really cool. Yeah, like I started streaming about at the start of this year, so maybe about like 8 months ago, and yeah, getting hosted, I definitely feel like it makes a big difference. So I'm curious, like for you now, like you're already pretty well established. Like if you get like a really big raid, maybe like from Soju, do you feel pressure to like stream more than you would normally would?
Oh, in the beginning of my like earlier streaming days, 100%. Like if I get rated, like even before like if I got rated, I was like, this is my last game. If I get rated, I'll feel bad about getting rated, so I'll play like an extra hour or two and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I usually wasn't like the super type of streamer that would like grind out hours like Soju. I'll stream like 6 to 8 hours a day and then just call it.
Do you stream like So I didn't watch back then, but do you stream with like more of a consistent schedule, or
Oh,
like
I did. Yes, I did.
oh, I just meant like same time of day, like Robin is like really consistent, or is it more just like whenever?
Usually I streamed around like starting 3 p.m. EST and then ended like 10.
Okay.
But lately, it's been like everywhere. So.
Okay. Do you think having a consistent schedule is important? Because something I've been struggling with lately is the time slot I usually stream in is I'm West Coast. I usually stream when I wake up, which is like, I wake up around noon. It's a little late, but
Uh-huh.
recently that time slot has had a lot of people streaming. Like Robin's been streaming there. Like
You're overlap.
Soju, Kiyoon. So I'm curious if it's better to stay consistent to what I've been doing or try to move to like evening.
Oh, I think this is such a hard question. Honestly, I don't
Yeah.
even know the answer to this one. Like before, I think for the past like 2 years, from like first like 2 years or maybe a year and a half, I was streaming consistently around the same slot every single day. But I think the most important part is like consistently like daily. Like as long as you don't like skip a few days, as long as you're streaming like 25 days a month or 25 days a month, you're like
Yeah.
fine instead of like time slots. Sometimes like changing a time slot also is like good because like you get to not farm, but you get to like have different viewers from different region.
Hmm.
Like sometimes like European viewers will be able to watch you in the morning if you stream in the morning, uh, and like some Asian viewers or like people that sleep late can watch you if you stream late.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think the most important part is like consistent streaming instead of like I don't think the hours matter that much.
Okay.
But time slot is definitely like an issue because like the TFT community is like pretty small and a lot of viewers are like shared. Most of like Soju's like most of the viewers, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Anytime Soji's live, my numbers or just everyone else's numbers are going to be down.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what you said about streaming like 25 days a month, I recently took like a week long vacation. I noticed like when I came back, I feel like that hurt my numbers like quite a lot. It was like almost 50%. I feel like my average. It like I'm kind of scared of like traveling now, and I know you took like a pretty long
Got a
break,
really
like
long
several
leg,
months, and
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
can you talk more about that? Like, how do you
I think this is like I talked to like streamers that have streamed like a long time, like for like a long period of time, like Becca, like Hafu. They're like the OG streamers. Like I've seen
Yeah.
them. They're like on like their 10th year or something. Like I watched them like when I was in high school.
Hmm.
So they've been like streaming for like a decade. Like especially Hafu. And then like she told me like how like she's still scared and she's still like afraid of like taking time off because like if you take time off like you might get forgotten or like your viewers might go to other streamers.
Yeah.
It's definitely like important, but like it also depends on like what you're prioritizing. Like I prioritize like my like happiness and like my life over like or like numbers. So like it just depends on like what you prioritize, I think.
Yeah, I think that
But it
makes a lot
definitely
of
hurts your
sense.
number. Yeah, it definitely hurts your number if you take a breaks.
Do you feel like so like when you come back and your numbers are lower, do you feel like that's demotivating at all or
I think it can be demotivating. It just depends. Like if you're like confident in like stepping back up and you're confident in your like TFT and you can like bounce back, it's like fine. I think it's mostly like confidence level.
okay. Yeah.
Like some months like when I'm confident, I'm like, oh, I'll fine. I'll just like grind back, be like consistent top 10, stream consistently, and I'll get my numbers back. Some months are like, oh, I kind of wish I didn't take a break. So I could still maintain that number, you know?
Okay,
It's like a
yeah.
little bit of both.
I can see that. I'm definitely like that with poker where like way back when I was playing poker, you're supposed to play on like weekends, but like I never did that cuz like you said, I prioritized, just happiness
Yeah.
over, making more money. And
Mhm.
some days I feel like I wish I worked harder, but
Yeah.
it is
Yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
I respect your outlook a lot. I feel like in the end that's more important. You're doing well enough where it's like
Yeah,
you
I
can
think
afford to do that basically, yeah.
Mhm.
Um so do you have any advice for like brand new streamers, like maybe someone who's because there's a lot of people I have like a lot of friends who are streaming TFT like daily, averaging like 20 viewers.
Um, I'm actually so bad at giving advice. I actually don't know how to grow on Twitch
Okay.
because it's like super competitive, and it's like already like established, right? Like the community and everything. It's like unless you're like really like unless you're like consistently high ranked in the ladder and you stream consistently. I think the biggest example like, recently that um grew on Twitch was like Setsuko,
Hmm.
who's always like consistently in top 5, streams consistently long hours. So he blew up on Twitch. Like even you, like you also like you're always high ranking on the ladder and you stream consistently. So a lot of people watch. But like if you're like not one or the other, like you're not high ranked and you don't stream consistently, I think it's pretty much close to impossible to grow on Twitch because it's like already so, like, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You have to be. I feel like the gap between like rank 2 and rank 1 is like it's basically nothing, but like in terms of Twitch viewership, it means so much because like people, that's just what people click on. Like if I were to watch like a Valorant stream, I don't know anyone. I'm gonna click on. I see
Yeah,
two people
just
streaming. I could click on rank 1, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Let me think.
But yeah, so I actually don't have an advice. I don't know how to get, because I only got bigger off of being high ranked and streaming consistently.
So I want to go. Yeah, I want to go back to. I asked you earlier, like, if you felt like you had to, like, when you get really good at TFT, you can't like you don't just play it, right? Like you have to like think about how to get better at it. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
It sounds like for your streaming, you kind of just streamed, or did you have to spend a lot of time?
Like back in the day, like when I tried to like become like a better TFT player, like as improve as a player, I would like outside of streaming, I would like watch to learn and stuff, watch other regions, like look at stats all day, like while chess everything.
Yeah.
Then nowadays I don't really do that because I focus mostly on like streaming.
Okay.
Just playing for fun. But I plan to definitely get back to that in like set 8 or like whenever I feel like it's like better in the future.
Okay, I want to ask you more about competing in TFT in a bit, but what I actually meant was like you said, like you VOD review to get better at TFT. Did you ever have to feel like you studied other streamers or anything, like research to become a better streamer, or was it just like you're good at the game and you streamed a lot and you didn't really have to try that hard to? I mean, personally, I think you're just like naturally really charismatic. So
I think I like, okay. So I was watching a lot of Twitch like when I was in high school. So like 10 years ago, like I was watching like streamers like Box. He was streaming back when I was like 15.
Yeah.
I was watching Skara, I'm a PewDiePie, Nikki, like all the big streamers, like these streamers back in the day.
Yeah.
So I kind of generally knew like what stuff to like talk about, like or like how they engaged it with their viewers and stuff. But I didn't like actually like study their stream to be like, oh, how to become a better streamer and stuff like that.
That makes sense. So it's kind of like you kind of like did your research just by watching streams for fun. Like
yeah, like I kind of just like, yeah, I think I just picked it up while watching when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything that like another streamer does that you think is really good that you think you need to do better?
Oh, I think one of the streamer. This I thought about like a few months ago. Like that was like 2-3 months ago. I usually that doesn't happen. Recently, I was watching Boxbox stream, and I think Boxbox is really good at like when he's like one life. Or in TFT, and he plays like the hype anime music.
Yeah, it's so
I think
fun.
it's like really one of the better aspects of like Boxbox being a good streamer.
Yeah.
But, like usually TFT is like a hard game to stream. It's like it's automatic. Like everything, you just watch the game, watch the fight. There's like not really hype moment. There's like not many like montage or anything. So it's like watching Boxbox do something like special like that is definitely something to learn from.
Yeah, I think Boxbox actually now is kind of on topic. Boxbox he was the most recent guest I had on Full Open, and he is always thinking, like always just thinking about like, oh, I should do this to make my stream better. Whereas, I talked to Soju, and Soju's like, yeah, I just kind of just go live and play the game.
None of the TFT streamers other than Boxbox doesn't really think about that. But.
Yeah. So I do want to go back to what we are talking about just a little bit ago about competing in TFT. So you think like, do you not like this set that much actually?
No. I think this set is better than 7, but it's just that I think I'm like living in the past. Like set 3, set 4, set 6, they're like the best set that I was having like so much fun. I was playing like literally like 20 hours a day, and then I think about those sets and think about now, it's like not very fun compared to those sets. It's like when you're like spoiled, when you try like really good candy when you're spoiled as a kid, and then you grow and then they give you like some nastier candy and you don't like it. It's like that. So like I already experienced the good sets, really fun ones, and then now like they give us like 6.5 or 7. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? What is this? Like I'm not having fun,
Okay, so in set 8, when it's the best set ever, you're gonna stream Infinite and compete and win every tournament.
Oh yes, it is. I heard set eight's gonna be really good though. I heard like TFT team is expanding by like 2x, and I heard there's like a new budget for the new year,
That'd be cool.
and it
Yeah,
could be potentially be LAN as well. So I heard it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really good.
I hope so. That's what we hear about every TFT set, but I like every set, so
Sure.
I'm looking.
Okay, it's because you haven't played the earlier. Have you played like set 1, 2, 3, and stuff like that?
Yeah, so for me, I played set
Or did
one.
you just- oh, you did.
I didn't play very much in 1, 3, and 4, but I was challenger in 2 and 5. But I didn't like
Oh, I
super
see.
compete until set 6.
Mhm.
But yeah, I remember in set 2 playing against you, and you play Blender every game.
Oh yeah, I did play that. I was known as the super DJ enforcer.
Yeah,
I was
you're.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, how does this guy even get spat every game? I don't even get it.
I was like known for like one trick, playing the most DJ comp. That was pretty bad actually.
That's cool. Let me. When did you first meet like all the other TFT streamers, like in real life? Because I met you recently in Vegas, and that's fun. Although
Oh yeah, that was really fun. It was like we met like last 2 months ago. Yeah, I think 2 months ago.
what was the
I
first?
met the first TFT streamers. I think it was like 2 years ago. No, maybe a year and a half ago. It wasn't that long because like we couldn't meet during like the first year or two of TFT because of COVID lockdown and everything, travel restriction, stuff like that. So we weren't able to meet. We were just always talking in Discord. But we met like a year and a half ago at Vegas,
Hmm.
and then we met again at Vegas, and then like we went to like Vegas like 4 times.
Okay. Vegas is
So,
nice for
yeah,
me
yeah.
because I live nearby it, so I don't have to travel far. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Yeah, that was during COVID. That's crazy.
Yeah, everything was. I think most people got into gaming and like watching streamers or Twitch and playing TFT through COVID. And I met a lot of new online friends through COVID. So
Yeah.
that was like, yeah.
So going back, something I wanted to ask earlier, but I forgot. What other games did you play before TFT?
Oh, before TFT, I was pretty high ranked in League of Legends League. I was like low challenger, like challenger 600 LP, 500 LP.
Okay.
So before TFT, I was challenger in League, and
Who'd
then
you main?
before League, I was Phil main, but I
Okay.
mostly main like jungle, like Lee Sin, Elise, Nidalee,
Okay.
the champions. And before League, I was playing StarCraft. I was also like GM. I was like ranked like 200 or something.
StarCraft 2 or
And,
StarCraft 1?
StarCraft 2.
Okay. Oh,
StarCraft 1
I didn't
is
know
way
that.
too
That's
hard.
cool. StarCraft 1's too hard?
Yeah, I was StarCraft 2. I was a 4-gate cheese. I was a 4-gate cheeser.
Yeah.
Basically, I was known for like cheesing, even in League. I was like, ever since I started gaming, I'm like everyone just hated my gameplay or game style because I was like just a cheeser.
Yeah.
StarCraft, I was known for 4-gate cheesing. League, I was like known for like only ganking one lane, playing like Lee Sin, Elise, like those like first rate champion. And TFT, I was known for like Void Sin into Blender into Mech,
Okay.
just like only forcing all the DJ comp. So I'm like, yeah, that's basically how I got like that's how like people view me as.
Okay. For those of you guys who have not seen Kiyoon play Valorant, this guy's known for seeing the smoke with a judge.
Yeah, and then in Valorant, I mostly use Judge Road.
Alright. That's funny though. It's cool though that like you have that play style. I personally like some of the stuff that other people like really like in set 6, I love going Zephyr Blitz. Like that was so fun for me.
Oh yeah,
But people hated that.
And
But
that
like
is
when
so
you pull
cringe.
someone's
That is actually-
carry, it's so fun.
Zephyr Bliss that is too cringe though.
No, it's too fun. So I know. So again, I want to look at your Twitch tracker. You've been streaming like really consistently now. Are you planning to be like pretty consistent? For like
Yeah,
the
I'm
rest of the
trying
year?
to like recently I've been getting back to streaming in the TFT like the past month, mostly because like I feel like I took I think I took like a 6-month break, and then playing TFT and streaming feels like kind of off for me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get in the not mood, but like in the zone of like streaming, playing TFT, and like competing again. So like when it hits set 8, I'm like ready for it. Whereas like if I'm like not ready for like set 8 or like the new set, it'll take me like a few weeks or even months to get back to the grindman set. So that's also another reason why decided to play in the Dragon Cup, even though I have like a really low odds of making it to regionals.
Really?
To get in the
Okay.
zone of competition. Yeah.
I feel like you might as well play. Like it's only, I don't know. To me, it's like it's only one weekend. Like I don't know. You might as well
Oh, the
play.
thing is, I really hate playing in like the cups other than like
Okay.
regionals. Like the tournament's not that fun. Like
Okay.
tournaments really fun if it's like there's a high stake, like regionals
Okay.
or like mid set. But everything else is like I really don't like that. It's like not that fun for me.
Okay, I can see that. I know, like Soju and Milk have kind of expressed that same sentiment, where it feels like you're playing for nothing. Like you're playing for
Mhm.
less than if you're just like playing on ladder.
Mhm. Yeah,
I can
yeah,
see
for
that.
sure. And then you have to stream at the same time as everyone else, and you also
Yeah.
there's like so much delay between the games, and
Yeah.
there's like no
Yeah.
LP. You can't manually see the LP going up and down. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
ladder just more fun at that point.
You can't like interact with your chat as much, and like you
Yeah,
said, you're competing with everyone else, so like your
for sure.
concurrent goes down and stuff.
Hmm.
I actually want to ask you like so many questions about like you took a long break. Like at the start of your break, like you're just really not enjoying streaming.
Oh no, I was enjoying like streaming. The streaming wasn't the issue. It was like I think I took a break at set
You
6.5.
just sound like the set.
Yeah,
I see.
that's when Lost Ark came out, and
Oh, okay.
I tried 6.5 during PB, and also like and then it wasn't fun at all for me. Like 6.5 was like a huge miss for me compared to 6. I had so much fun at set 6, but 6.5 was like a huge letdown, and that's when like Lost Ark came out. So I'm like, oh, there's like a new game I wanted to play for like years. So I'm like, oh, okay, now's like the perfect time to take like a 3 minute or not 3 minutes,
Yeah.
three, like 3 minutes the commercial 180. Okay, sorry, 3 month break because half a set is 3 months, and I'm like, oh, it's like a perfect time to take a break. I have like a new game that I enjoy playing, Lost Ark at that time, and that's it's not that fun. So I'll just take a break because I was like grinding for like 3 years.
Yeah, for
Or I
sure.
was playing TFT for like 3 years. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's like a perfect time, and that's what. So I took a 3 month break, but after taking like a break, it's like kind of hard. It's kind of like hard to get back into the grind, and I ended up taking like a little bit more break, and then I also had like personal and family stuff, and I
Okay.
was like busy with life stuff. So I just got like it took like 5-6 months to get back.
I see. That's yeah. I didn't realize that was mostly because of set 6.5. It's like I think that if you're not enjoying it, then
Yeah.
yeah. I'm actually curious more on like more on a more micro scale. If it's like just one day and it's like let's say you've been streaming for like 3 hours and then like you realize like you're not really having a good time. Like, what do you do? Do you just end stream or?
Oh, I personally just unstream.
Yeah. Okay.
So like if I don't feel like streaming or like I'm not in a mood of streaming, I thought like I could be like initially be in the mood of streaming and I stream like 2 games. I'm super tired and I'm not in the mood of streaming. I'll just play like one more and then just end the stream. So it'll be like a 2 or 3 hour stream. Only.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just do whatever like.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like you and Soju, I feel like are kind of similar, where it's just I think you guys are just very very good at the whole streaming thing. Like you're just very naturally like fun to watch. Whereas like a lot of the other people I talk to have like Robin and Boxbox. Like Boxbox, I think is the opposite example where he's always like working really hard to he VOD reviews his own streams to like get better at streaming.
I think Fox is like super professional streamer.
Yeah,
Like, he's actually professional. Me and Soju are like
yeah.
we're just like kids with like no responsibility, just streams whenever we want, whenever we just only play TFT and stream TFT whenever we enjoy it. If we don't enjoy the set or it's like end of the set and there's like nothing to play for, we just like don't stream and just play Valorant and other games.
Yeah.
Like in one way it's like we're like really irresponsible, but in one way we like just focus on our like happiness and like it's like I guess it's like two different ways of like living or like lifestyle.
I think it's completely fine. Like I said, I was very similar with poker. Like I didn't play on weekends, even though you would make like 3 times the hourly on weekends.
Oh
But,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, because like during the weekend like more sweaty people play or like more people just generally play.
Yeah, if you think about like if you play during the week, it's mostly people who are playing like every day. But if you play on a Friday, there's a lot of people who are like maybe like a doctor or like a computer scientist, like an engineer or something that is like they only play Friday night. So they're just naturally a lot less experienced. They're more willing to lose money as well.
Okay, so what you're saying is like in the poker scene, people that play on the weekday are like sweats with no life that are like full-time poker, and the people on the weekend are like complete noobs with like close to no poker background that just play for fun.
Yeah, on the weekdays you get a lot of like retired people or even people who work like part time, but they play a lot of poker and like they're bad. It could be like a part-time like business owner or something, or like a business owner who like plays a lot, for example. And like those people, like they're bad, but they're not like that bad.
Oh, I see.
Because
I
compared to
never,
people
I
on the
never knew
weekends,
about the
yeah.
poker scene because I never got into poker. I played it like very casually, but like, I know like poker, you always have to like make the like a high EV play, and you have to like it gets kind of stale unless you make like fake bluffs or something. And my
Yeah.
attention spans are too short, and I keep like playing it incorrectly because I'm like bored.
You have to have a lot. I always tell people like if they ask me, it's like, hey, I want to be a professional poker player. I always tell people the number one most important skill is like discipline and patience. Like
Yeah, I think you have
that's
to be
more
really
important than
patient. I'm
anything.
super impatient.
Yeah, that is more important than anything
Mhm.
for a professional poker player. But yeah, I
Mm.
think it's like you said. I felt is irresponsible at times. I feel like guilty about not playing on weekends. But in the end, I think prioritizing your happiness is. I think that's more important. And it's like
For sure.
the happier you are, like other people see that reflects in your stream. People enjoy watching that. Um, so I could definitely tell like if I'm not in a good mood, like I look over at my numbers, like my numbers are like bleeding. I like it's yeah. Like
For sure. For
during
sure.
during like a single session. Whereas like if I'm in a good mood, then I can tell like there's a lot of people in chat.
Yeah, it's definitely people can see when you're like having fun and stuff like that.
Speaking of chat, are there any chatters that any like chatters that like you really like when people any messages like you really like when like someone that you don't know is like typing in your chat?
Like, like anyone that I like in chat when they type something.
Um, like for example, like I asked Emily this and she was like, "Oh, like I like it when my chat spams emotes."
Oh, I just like it when like chats in like in a union, like when something funny happens, they type like heck W.
Yeah.
Like if you say something sus or something weird happened, everyone just type question mark. I think those are like you just like you look at the play and then something happens and then you read the chat and they all have the same message and same thought. I think it's like really cool.
Yeah. That's cool. Do
Like
you
if something bad happens, all question mark, or something like funny happens, all heck W. I think that's
yeah.
like it's like satisfying to see.
Do you feel like your chat has like your own chat like brand personality for your own chat and like what is it?
Do
If
you
that
think my
makes
chat
sense.
has like a own brand personality?
Like for
Um,
example, I feel like Boxbox's chat is really good at like being in union with like the emos and stuff, and
oh
like
yeah, for sure.
Kerm's chat like always flames him. I'm curious like
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
that's for
feel
sure.
like your chat has like an identity or anything like that.
I think I think my chat is. I'm not even sure. It's like pretty pretty normal. It's like
Pretty
I think it's like
normal.
a
Okay.
yeah, I don't think it has like an identity.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty normal.
Okay. So going on like the opposite side of stuff you like, are there any comments that like really tilt you, and like how do you deal with it? And was that easier to deal with the longer you're streaming? Because for me, when people backseat me and they're like so confident and they're like super wrong,
Um,
I get so irritated. I don't know how to deal with it.
oh, I'm like I never get tilted from a reading chat. It's
Okay.
like I just okay. This might be like kind of like messed up, but I assume every like chatter behind their monitor are like kids,
Okay. Yeah.
like 12-year-old, like 13-year-old. And if you just assume that they're like 12-year-old, 13-year-old, anything they say other than like racist stuff or like
Yeah.
like racial slurs or anything like that's like really hard, like that's like TOS. That's like acceptable. So when they like backseat me, I just assume that like 13 or 14-year-olds doesn't know much about the game or anything. Then you just can't get tilted.
Okay. How do you
But
respond to it though?
I act tilted and then I sound mad at them on stream
Oh, okay.
as like content, and I could like tell them to like give them the like little chest or something.
Yeah.
So like they could either like drop their ego, or when they show it, it could be like people you could farm like pick W's or like whatever from the
Okay.
chat. So like yeah, just use it as a content, I guess.
So you like never, even when you just started streaming, you like never got tilted at chat?
Yeah, I literally never got
Wow,
tilted.
that's crazy. Holy shit.
I think I only get mad or like I ban people when they type racist stuff or
Yeah.
they like personally attack like they make a personal attack to like my family or like my friend or like you know what I mean? Like as long as like if it's like towards me, I don't really care because I don't think I don't take it that seriously.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. Personally, like I ban people if like they say something that's like really like tilting, and I always look at their chat history, and if it's like all negative messages, then I'm just like,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
well,
oh
fuck
yeah,
this.
yeah. The some people are so usually those people that like consistently like backseat. I tell them to like drop their wall chest, and if they're like high rank player, I can like see through like their scope of vision. But like if they're like low rank, I just like ban them or time them out.
Yeah.
Because I feel like usually people that are like backseating like that, they're like usually like low masters or like diamond. It's like a rank where they think they're good, but like they're actually bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's I'm sure. Are you familiar with like Dunning Kruger?
Doing cougars? Sorry. Can you
Okay,
type
so
it in?
basically it means like if someone's like in gold, the reason they're gold is because they literally cannot understand why like the thing they're doing is wrong. So it's like that's so they're
I heard
so
that word before. Yeah,
confident.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
I heard that word before.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
basically what that is.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think so.
It's like they have so much confidence because they can't like they're like incapable of understanding why they're wrong because they're just
Hmm.
not they haven't spent as much time on the subject matter or they're just like
Hmm.
not naturally as like talented at this certain thing.
I
Like
feel like the biggest issue is though with TFT is that like they're wrong majority of the time, but they could be correct because there's like RNG factor involved and it's like hindsight, and it's like it feels the worst when there's a, like wasn't it a Psalm angle? And then there's like or like for example like today I was streaming and I had like zero Psalm item, no like zero tiers, zero Psalm like zero Z0, no
yeah,
belt, no nothing. And I hit Psalm, and then Psalm again next drop. And this guy goes like, "You found 7 Psalm at 4-1. Why don't you play Psalm?" And it's like it makes no sense, right? You didn't have
yeah,
any Psalm item, and just because it's like it happened afterwards, they're like backseating or not backseating, but like they just
yeah, yeah,
pointed it out. It's like so meaningless. So it's like TFT is like one of those games where like even the incorrect backseating slash comment could be like correct
yeah, yeah.
through the RNG or like through the shops and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, to me that wouldn't bother me. It's like let's say like next round I like got component grab bag and got dropped like tier or whatever. Like
Yeah,
I was just like okay. I mean like that doesn't mean anything. Like
yeah, sure.
I'm actually really curious. So you said like you would act tilted, but you wouldn't actually be tilted. How different do you feel like you are on stream compared to not on stream?
I think I'm pretty different. Usually off stream, I'm not that loud,
Okay.
or I don't like scream, or I'm not, I don't want to scream. I don't scream. I don't make monkey noises.
Yeah.
Usually it's like mostly just for stream. I
Okay.
just act more hyper.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it's interesting because it's like going back to what we were talking about earlier. It's like you definitely like you might not like consciously like study like how to be a streamer, but you're definitely like doing something. Like you're not you like you're definitely like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's
I
cool.
think subconsciously do it. I don't know. It's
Actually,
like weird. Yeah.
no, it makes sense because I mean in the end like when we're streaming we're trying to entertain our viewers, so it makes
Hmm.
sense. It's funny because actually like when I talked to some other people about like who was the most different like on stream and off stream, like several people said you were.
Oh, yeah, I think. Am I different? You saw me at Vegas, right? I was pretty different
I
compared to
feel
streaming.
like I feel like for you, you were also seeing. Wait, can I talk about like Julia?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, because like okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, Kiyoon is in like a long distance relationship, and he and Julia met at like the Vegas meetup with a whole bunch of TFT people. So like you guys spent like a lot of time together. So I actually feel like I didn't spend too much time like hanging out with you.
I only saw you like 3 times or twice.
Yeah, but even
One
like
was golf and
yeah,
stuff.
even like when we were in Top Golf, we were talking a bit. I do feel like I didn't. It's funny because this is the first TFT like this is the first streamer of meetup I've been to, and a
Mhm.
lot of people were like really shy, and I
Oh,
kind of
very
didn't expect that. It makes a lot of sense in retrospect because streamers like we like to stay inside all day, but
I
just because
think.
like from their streaming personalities, yeah, I
Oh
thought it'd
yeah,
be
it is. That is true. I usually for me to like get to talk to other people, it's like I have to see them at least like a few times, like once or twice.
yeah.
If I see you like next time, I'll probably talk to you a lot. But like I'm like really introverted, and when I see like a new face or like a new person, I am like really bad at talking or like
Okay.
socializing because I'm like really introverted. And I think most like streamers or gamers in general are like more on the introverted side. So like it takes time for them to get like used to the other person.
I think that makes a lot of sense because like gamers, I mean this this is not the only reason, but it's like when you're like growing up, you're in middle school and like you're really introvert, like you just end up playing a lot of video games because like you are not having a good time like going out and like hanging out with the other
Yeah.
kids. So and then you end
Yeah,
and that
that's
kind
right.
of
Me. Yeah. So like once I get close to someone, I'm like really comfortable with, but it takes time for me to get there. So that could have been the reason why.
yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, I felt like you're pretty shy in Vegas, but that like it makes sense, like given what we just talked about. But like I was kind of surprised because I just like
Yeah,
I saw you on stream. I was like, oh, this guy's so outgoing. See him typing like all caps in Discord all the time.
that makes sense.
Do you have any favorite streaming moments that you remember like throughout your career?
Streaming moments. I think I mean I only stream TFT pretty much majority of the time, like probably like 95% of the time are all TFT. I think my favorite moments are like the team tournaments or like even Twitch Rival or like 2v2 tourney or 4v4 tourney where you play with friends and then like you win or like you play well with your friends. I think those are like favorite moments. So like favorite moment would be like I was playing in Twitch Rival for League, TFT, Val, and LOR.
You
I
guys
think I
won,
won
right?
it. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was Soju, me, like Pissivan, Milk, and we won the Twitch Rivals. That was like a really memorable one.
There's one other person on your team, or
Oh, it was Josh Zeno.
oh, okay, yeah, I
If you
don't know
don't
who
if
that
you don't
is.
know him, he was
Okay,
like
okay.
he was also like a mech one trick. He hit rank 1 in set 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was also like really cracked that league.
Yeah, I think a lot of TFT players are really good at like a whole bunch of different games. Because TFT it's such a complicated game. It's like to get good at TFT, you have to like know how to get good at games.
I think most TFT people are like were good at different game, and then they kind of like retired or like moved on from that game, and then now they're like in TFT. I think that's like majority of the TFT players slash streamers.
Yeah, I definitely wish there'll be more team tournaments because I played my first team tournament. It was more Dog Madness. I played with GV8 Solus and Ramkev, and it was so fun.
Yeah, it's the team tournaments are so fun. I actually love them.
Yeah, we need more of them.
Yeah, we definitely need more team 20s.
So your streaming career, you obviously did super well. But if you were to like start over and like give advice to 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Kiyoon, what would you do differently?
Few years ago, 3 years ago, I think if I were to give my advice to myself, it'll probably be. Oh, it's like so dumb. It's actually just stream longer.
Oh, okay.
Like I think I valued my happiness a little bit, tiny bit more. Like I'm like early 20s. I while I'm like making like good amount of money, like I won't be able to do the same thing when I'm like 40, 50. And I should definitely be like grinding my ass off, like so that I don't regret it when I'm like 40, 50. I'm like, oh, maybe I should have grinded harder back in like when I was like early 20s, so I can.
It depends. Yeah, I mean, it all depends. Like, do you want to have kids?
I think I haven't thought about it.
Okay. That's like one. That's like one of the number one. Like, oh, I need like a lot of money for
Oh, like
kind of thing. So
responsibilities.
yeah,
That makes sense.
it's like for me, I don't. So it's like, I do feel like that. Where it's like, oh, like I wish I like back when like 10 years ago when I was playing poker, I was like making like really good hourly. Sometimes it's like, oh, I wish I played more, but in the end, like,
Yeah, in the end,
it's
it's
whatever.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's not a big deal, but like I'm not asking like 10 hours, like because I was streaming only like 6 hours a day. I wasn't very like I was consistent, but I was only streaming like 5, 6, 7 hours. Like I'm asking like 8, 9, like an hour or two extra.
Yeah,
Like not
yeah.
like not like soju. Like that was like that's like breaking your own body and your health.
Oh,
You know.
yeah.
I don't want to
Soju
go
has
like
some
that.
insane hours.
Yeah, I don't want to be like that deep, but like a little like an hour or two extra would have been better maybe.
Yeah, because like when I like I did a lot of like research. I looked at like everyone's Twitch tracker, like Robin and like Becca. They're like 200 hours every month. And I
Oh,
think
I can't do that.
you were like 130ish average. Like it would
Yeah,
vary. It would be like
130.
between 100
I'm
and
not going
200.
on the low
But
side.
yeah, it was definitely on the lower side, but it was consistent. It was like 130 every single month for 2 years until you took a break. Which like that's pretty decent. And that's like me playing poker. And so I also want to ask you about sponsors. What's your approach to like? Do you have an agent? I guess or.
Oh yeah, I do have age.
Okay. So you could just do like whatever sponsor streams they like tell you to do or.
So like what happens is like I have my business email set up, or not. I didn't set up, but it's like on my Twitter, and then like companies will like contact them through the email, which gets sent to my agent, and then my agent like negotiates with them, and then gives them the offer, or tells me if I want to do it or not. And I usually do most of the sponsor stream unless it's like gambling related or like
I see.
that. Basically, I do every sponsor stream except for the one that like hurts your
Image, yeah.
community and your image. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, your community, because obviously like promoting
Yeah.
gambling to like younger.
Yeah, for sure.
What so how many do you end up doing like on an average month, I guess?
On average a month. I think when I used to do them a lot, like when I used to stream consistently, like last year, I think I had like at least one sponsor stream, once, at least once every 2 months, probably once a month. I think is like
Okay, once a
yeah,
month.
yeah, once a month or once every yeah. I think like 6 to 10 times a year.
Okay,
No,
I
no,
see.
actually probably like 10 times a year. So like once a month probably.
Would you do more like if you had the opportunity to?
It just depends on what it is. If it's like just banners, like VPNs, like NordVPN or any of
Yeah.
them, like I don't mind them. But if it's like a mobile game that I have to play for like an hour or two, I don't think I'll do like two of them in 1 month.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
space them out. But if it's like any like sponsor stream that's related to like TFT or like a game I enjoy playing, or like or they run like a tournament, a sponsored tournament, like a recent like 6 months ago I did like a Summoners War, not 6 months ago, like a year ago I did a Summoners War tournament
Hmm.
sponsor stream, which is really fun.
Okay,
And
that sounds fun. They should do
yeah,
more of those, I
it
feel
was like
like.
really fun. They invited like 100 streamers such players for Summoners War, and they
Yeah.
held like a tourney, and it was like a paid tourney. It was like one of the most fun I had. So it just depends on what it is, but I'll try to just like space them out for sure.
Wait, yeah, that sounds super fun. Um, so you have so I'm curious, and you don't have to answer. This is like too
Mm-hmm.
private, but it's like so. How many people do you like? I guess like work with for your stream. Like, do you have like an editor for like YouTube, and you have an agent?
Oh, like what's my like okay, so for like the longest period of time, I had like it was just me and one YouTube editor, which was my viewer back then, and I had an agent, so that would be like three people.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it was just me usually.
Okay.
Right now, Flex is my YouTube editor, but I haven't streamed consistently, and Flex is also like busy like editing for like TL and Soju. So I'm probably gonna like hit him back up for like set A and stuff like that.
Okay.
So usually it'd be like three: me for streaming, YouTube editor, and agent to deal with like all the negotiation and stuff like that.
Okay. How about being a part of TSM? Like, what does that entail for you? Because to me, I don't really understand like what being on an org like really does, I guess.
Oh, okay. So like, this is like when before getting on TSM, I was like talking with a bunch of orgs, and I was like, weighing like the values of like pros and cons of being on an org. I talked to like bigger streamers like Skara and asked them about it. Usually orgs pay like a salary, like X amount of dollar a month, and then they require to run like X amount of ads per hour, like ad density. So it's like TSM would be like 180, 3 minute an hour, which is why like everyone was commercial
Right.
180.
Yeah.
And there's also like you have to meet the streaming hours. Like it'll be like 120. Like my contract's like 120 hours a month,
Okay.
but some are like 160. Some people don't have contract hours, and they give you a salary, and they also send you like TSM like sponsored by Logitech, and they give you like Logitech gears for you to use, and that's about it. That's like oh, you also get like, different sub sub money. I'm not sure. I heard it's getting changed or something, but it's like you
Okay.
get different ratio for the sub
Okay.
if you're on a weekend.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's good to know. I need to research more of that.
Yeah, it's
Um.
like, I don't think I say it. I think it's TOS, but it's
Right.
like
Yeah.
small things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I think I have two more questions. One is so how do you feel about like variety streaming, like streaming other things than TFT?
Oh, like other games.
Yeah, other games. Like just like If you're playing like
Um,
Valorant or something, like how do you feel about streaming it compared to playing off
I
stream?
think it's good to like branch out in case like TFT dies out or like you like move on from TFT. And I think it's definitely correct to do it. Like you could just slowly transition. Like you could stream like TFT for like 7 hours and then do like a variety stream at the end, like for like an hour or two. I think it's definitely the correct thing to do as a streamer if you ever want to branch out or like become a bigger streamer. But um I'm like too lazy and like I don't like streaming other game other than TFT because I only
Okay.
like streaming games that I'm like good at or
Oh,
like I know what
okay.
I'm doing. And other games I don't have that confidence. So I don't usually stream other games. And
Okay.
also it's like other games are not that it's like TFT is like the perfect game to stream. It's like just, the game just plays itself off and make you move and you can just
Yeah.
read chat while watching the fight. Whereas like League and Valorant is like super hard to like read chat and do other stuff. So I don't enjoy streaming other game as much as TFT.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Actually, Soju said the exact same thing. Where like people who don't stream TFT just like don't realize like,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
All right, last question. What do you think you do best as a streamer compared to like everyone else?
Other thing I do best. Um, hmm. I think this was a hard one. I think like back in the day when very first started streaming, I think my like pro of streaming was like I was able to like maintain high ranked streaming
Okay.
while like playing comp as well. But like that's like almost everyone does. Everyone's everyone's like capable of doing that. A lot of streamers are capable of doing that. Like you, um, Setsuko, to name a few. So like I don't think that's like a like it used to be it used to be not that common, but it's like it's like more common now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know what my strengths are.
All right.
I actually
Okay.
don't know what my strengths are.
Personally, I just think you're really funny, like compared to most other streamers. Like there's a lot of funny streamers, but yeah, I think like you're at the top. Did you know
I
I
think
did like I did tweeted about like a Twitch clips like tier list? Did you see that?
oh I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
you're
that.
in
I
like a
saw that
bunch
on
of
stream
them.
actually. Oh yeah, mostly it's like making me dumb decisions or some dumb sound or something like that or dumb mistake.
But it's so funny. My favorite, like one of my favorite ones, that one was like reroll NASA Shia for reroll
Oh
Dynamite.
yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh that one was assist 4. That was a good time.
Yeah, that looks so fun. All right, so I think I'll wrap it up. Let's wrap it up here. Do you have any shout outs or last words that you want to say?
No. Thank you, Asa, for holding this podcast. I actually watched before going to sleep. I was like watching. I think it was Box episode and Soji's episode. I just have it running in the background, so it's like really relaxing. So thank you for having me here, and I hope to see you um, have a podcast with other people as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely do more of them. Are you going to TwitchCon actually?
Oh yeah, I'm going to TwitchCon. You're
Okay.
going to TwitchCon as well, right?
I haven't decided, but I'll probably go. I live in LA, so it's really close.
Yeah, it's like super close for you.
Yeah,
Like 2 hour
I'll
drive.
probably go.
Yeah, yeah.
All
I'll see you
right.
then.
All right, see you
I
then.
think we're trying to plan a dinner or something. All right, bye.
All right, see ya.
Bye.